The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
Going good?
Yep.
Were you able to play golf on Saturday?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Did not rain.
Did not rain. We didn't get that 70%. At least it did in other parts around us, but not here in Wayne County. So we looked out in terms of rain. It did drizzle at the house a little bit yesterday, but that was just a few drops. It wasn't much at all. But that chance of showers increases midweek this week, and hopefully we'll get some. We need it. Omaha River level, it hasn't been a while since it's been this low. It's at 4.2, supposed to get down to 3.9 by Friday, and it's been a while since it's been this low.
People were hoping we're going to get that rain over the weekend, but it's just never really developed.
No, it didn't. You could see on radar it north of us, mainly north and west of us, especially north of us where most of it was. But we didn't get it here in the Wayne County much. I mean, I'm sure there's, this time of year you can have it, rain in your neighbor's yard and not your yard sometimes. But we do have that 60% chance of showers tomorrow and 50% Wednesday and 50% Thursday. And maybe we'll get some rain out of that. We need it. Yeah, it's hard to believe that we actually need rain after having so much rain this spring and early.
We need it, that's for sure.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get it. And this mid part of this week. But it's just going to be hot. I mean, as I've mentioned before, this is like reading the weather forecast from July and August, all days of summer, where you've got mid to upper 90s, heat index of 103, 104. It'll be interesting to see if it's going to continue like this. And if this is now in June, what's it going to be like, in July, especially mid-July, all the way through the end of August? So, we'll see.
It looked like it was going to rain early Saturday. Clouds were definitely, but it just
didn't happen.
Never got here.
No, it didn't happen. And it was amazing on Friday. I'm not sure about Saturday, but no, on Friday, it was hotter in Maine than it was here. There's people up there are not used to the heat like we are down here. They're probably dying up there, As we mentioned on Friday, some of them don't even have air conditioning, but that heat dome up there over the Northeast was just sweltering. The Northeast up there, just racking them hard. You can see some cities had some of the water going up out of different pipes, just throwing water up to the kids, and adults could even get up if they wanted to, and the fire hydrants and stuff like that. You had some fields that have grass, like a football field or soccer field, something like that. They had the water going, the sprinklers going like that, so people could run through it and so forth, and enjoy that. But just tremendously hot. And it's got to be hot in those big cities like that, where you've got all that asphalt and the buildings and that and all that. It's got to be even hotter there, because it's hotter here in the city of Jesup than it is, let's say, in Odom. We got the weather station there just outside of Odom there at the Flowers Blueberry Farm, and it's always a couple of degrees cooler there than it is, especially in the mornings, than it is right here in Jesup. Even up during the day, but in the mornings is always a little bit cooler out there. But so the more you're out in the county, out in the country, or the green, it's a little cooler than it is, let's say, in town where you got all the asphalt. So just be careful. I hadn't heard of anybody succumbing to the heat. Have you?
Not yet.
So just be careful out there. And I know that in local news this morning you had no news on the Noah situation there with a possible arrest. We're still just waiting for something to happen, right?
Still waiting on those lab results, what they tell me.
So. Lab results. Okay, waiting on lab results. I was reading something a few weeks ago about a case up in the Atlanta area where they had to wait almost a year because of lab results and other things, autopsy lab results and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be as long in this case, but those labs, if you talk to law enforcement and people like that, those labs are just overwhelmed. Thought they were going to build one down here in southeast Georgia somewhere a while back. Did they ever do that, or do you know? They had talked about somewhere in the Savannah area they were going to build another one to help trying to relieve some of the pressure on the one up there in Atlanta, but I don't know if they've done that or not. But there's you got all these situations happening all throughout the state of Georgia, and and the labs can only move along so fast.
Yeah, sure. As soon as something breaks, I promise you we'll have it.
Yeah, as soon as something happens, we'll have it on the radio, and in terms of any charges are filed and what they will be, and who, and what takes place after that. We'll stay on top of it, folks. As soon as something happens, as soon as the lab results come in, and we'll see what happens from there.
Remember, we're dealing with all juveniles, so you're not going to get any names.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no names will come, but only the victim's name. But the children that possibly will be charged, their names will not be mentioned because of the fact that it is juveniles. We'll see what happens to that. Just a tragic situation there, and I know that the family is really wanting to things move along. And you can't blame them. You can't blame them for wanting to have. It's going to take a while to get closure on this, but an arrest will help start that process.
They want answers. Everybody wants answers, but I said, just waiting for the GBI lab result to come up with those results. So as soon as they get those, they'll make a decision. And like I said, we've been told from day one there's going to be an arrest made. We've been told what the charges are, so we're just waiting to get that press release.
Okay. As soon as it's released, we'll pass it along to you. Well, what about those folks running on the 18th hole yesterday? Man, sheesh.
Hats off to the police department, because that was quick response.
Yeah.
They had those guys in handcuffs in less than 2 minutes. So
what did they expect to accomplish?
I didn't realize
that?
they had that much security around the 18th green. I was impressed. I mean,
well, you got to have a lot of security. Yeah,
for those golfers looking around like, what the heck's going on? Nobody knew what. I mean,
you don't know they're there. Yeah, they're just dressed like everybody else.
One golfer said he was in fear for his life. He didn't know what the heck was going on. I mean, they come flying out there, throwing stuff. Yelling crazy stuff. There's fools everywhere. But
what do they expect to achieve out of that? They're defacing property. They're interrupting a sporting event. People think they're more nuts than they have a good cause more than anything else. These people are just, everybody has a concern about, the climate change, but you accomplish things by doing what they did. Yeah, that don't solve anything.
They got their 5 seconds of fame, I guess.
Yeah, they got their 5 seconds of fame. They're on the rap sheet now.
Yeah, they're facing serious charges. So, but I said I was impressed how quickly the police department responded. I mean, I didn't realize they had that much security around the 18th green. I mean, they were, as soon as those guys ran out there, I mean, there's policemen everywhere, and they had those guys handcuffed in a matter of minutes. So, but it was just sad to see they said they had to replace the hole on the playoff hole because of the damage they did to the green. So that was kind of crazy. So you don't see that every day, but it was crazy. I remember years ago watching a football game, the Baltimore Colts were playing, and some fan ran onto the field, and Mike Curtis, the middle linebacker, just decked him. Knocked him out. Right there on live TV.
Bam!
He said, I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I'll take care of him.
Just knocked But I was back in the 70s. I think 1972. I was watching the game. And some fool ran out of the field, and Mike Curtis says, I'll take care of this.
He did. I remember earlier in the season, there was this fan that ran on this baseball field somewhere, I don't know where, somewhere in the country in professional baseball, and he was out in the outfield, and one of the security personnel, apparently they're trained on how to knock these guys down. They just run up to them while the guys are running at them, and they put their shoulder or arm out across the person's chest and drive them into the ground. No telling how many times that was shown over. And the baseball players like, wow, look at that. They were impressed by the way the security guy took down that guy, but they're trained to know how to take him down and drive him into the ground and put those handcuffs on them. So, folks, if you ever got an inkling to jump out on a baseball or a football field or something like that, don't do it. Ain't a smart thing to do.
I'm sure a lot of alcohol was involved.
Blame it on the alcohol.
This looked like it was planned. I mean,
this was planned. This is those climate change people that, that go around and do this kind of stuff all over the place, doing this kind of stuff. You know, they're just.
Is a golf tournament the place to do that, though?
No. That's the thing about it is all people do is think that you're nuts more than they think that you've got, that you're sane and you're trying to support a good cause. I mean, everybody's concerned. I mean, look at the temperatures, climate change, but you don't solve the problem. You don't help solve the problem by doing crazy stuff like this. You just don't. And they're doing it all over the place, all over the country. You got these groups out there who thinks the way to get things done is to interrupt stuff, deface property, and interrupt things, and that's just not the way to do it.
Just be curious to see what transpires from this point forward. I mean, did they just get a fine? Did they get jail time? I mean, what?
I don't know what the charges would be on something like this. I have no idea.
I'd be interested to see what the charges are.
They didn't attack anybody that I know of. So
well, they definitely destroyed.
They defaced property.
Destroyed property. So,
yeah, I don't know if you can get charged for interrupting a golf event. I'm not sure if that falls on the books.
A charge. But it was just wild watching it yesterday.
Yeah,
wow, it was just.
Yeah. And you're gonna see this happen all the time. You got some of those climate change people out there that just they figure the crazier they act, the more that they're going to help. But it doesn't do it. It just it doesn't do it.
Strange. I see the Braves win 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. That was a good series, some good ball games.
Yep.
College World Series Game 3 tonight. That's going to be fun. Like I said, Texas A&M blew out Tennessee in Game 1, and Tennessee came back and won Game 2 yesterday. So third and decisive game tonight. And got a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup.
Can't believe that the Panthers will let them come back after being up 3-0. That's just amazing.
If they blow it, it'll be the first time they blew a 3-0 lead in hockey since before World War II. So a lot of pressure on the Panthers tonight down in Florida. So
in the College World Series, they said that the number 1 rated team going into the tournament hasn't won in forever. I mean, long, decades. That the number 1 team going into the tournament, of course, Tennessee's the number 1 team. So if Tennessee does end up winning tonight, they'll be the first number 1 seed to win the tournament in a long time. You got a favorite in that, Bob?
I'm pulling for I like Tennessee. I said, just I'm not an Aggie fan for some reason.
Yeah, well, we won't have an SEC East or West this year, will we?
No, it's just one division.
Just one SEC, no East, no West. Just the top 2 teams will play for the SEC championship at the end. They'll play against each other. Oh, it's going to be so much different this year. College football, it's a changing.
I'd like to know what the tiebreakers are, because I'm sure the tiebreakers.
You got to have some tiebreakers. There's going to be a lot, maybe several teams with the same record.
It's going to be interesting how many SEC teams get in that final 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 6 or I'm going to say they got at least half the field.
You going to say half of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look how many SEC teams were in the baseball tournament. I mean, there was a ton of them in there. SEC and ACC were the.
All the preseason magazines got Georgia number 1. I mean, Georgia's got the bullseye on their back. Everybody's picking the dogs to win, so hopefully they can do so. But recruiting continues to be amazing. What Kirby's been able to do recruit-wise. I mean, they continue to get talented players. I think 2 guys that were going to USC decommitted. They're coming to Georgia. So, I mean, Kirby just continues to bring the best talent in the state and around the country, just the University of Georgia. As long as he continues to do that, they're going to be in great shape. But the talent's there. It's just amazing how much talent's on that campus. I said he took that Nick Saban playbook, and he's been doing a great job with it.
Just too bad he couldn't have beaten Nick with it. Yeah. He was 5-1 against Nick Saban. But that one win was good because it was for the national championship. After they had just defeated us a few weeks ago in the SEC championship. I really feel that Georgia should have been in the Final Four this past year. I mean, they were number 1 all season long, and then they end up losing to Alabama, and suddenly they drop out of it, and then we destroy Florida State in the bowl game. But you've only got 4 slots, and they got to figure out which one of the 4 they're going to put in there, huh? But this year it's going to be a little bit different.
12 teams enter playoffs, so that'll be see how it goes. But that NIL continues to be a big distraction, big problem with college. It's just most of these players going where the money is. All these recruits are going where the money is.
Of course they are. It's always about the money.
It's about the money.
Always about the money. Follow the money, follow the news story.
And Tavion makes his decision July 2nd, so looking forward to that decision. Tavion Wallace, Wayne County linebacker, makes his decision on July the 2nd, so that's quickly approaching, so be interested. Got it
July 2nd to do what now?
Decide where he's going to play college football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got it down to the final 5 schools.
So he's going to decide this summer, so he don't have to be concerned about it his senior year.
Get it behind him, but that's going to be a big event coming up on July 2nd. So I'm sure all kinds of TV coverage will be on hand for that live announcement. So I'm wishing the best.
Okay.
I'd like to see him go to Georgia, but my gut tells me Georgia's not in the cards for Taylor. I think he's going to one in Florida schools.
Florida schools. Well, hopefully it's one of them. It's Florida State.
Orders down to the Gators and FSU. So I don't know. He's not telling anybody. It's a big secret, but we'll find out July 2nd. I'm wishing him well. That's going to be a big event here in Wayne County on July the 2nd because all eyes are on this 5-star linebacker. And everybody wants his services. I mean, Georgia's made not 1, not 2, but 3 trips to Jesup, Georgia, trying to get him to come. He's been up to Athens several times.
It just shows you the talent he has.
He's been to all these campuses. I mean, they roll out the red carpet for sure. So, but like I said, it probably comes down to who's offering the most money.
Who's got the money to show to him?
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Oh, boy. It's just a shame that college football is, they finally say, well, it's out in the open now where it used to be hidden. I don't know. It's just, it's a little bit different now than it was before all this started when the Supreme Court said, yeah, they can make money off their name, image, and likeness. And, boy, it just opened the floodgates, didn't it?
Some people getting rich, that's for sure.
Yeah, they wonder if the NCAAs if you're going to survive. If will each conference get so big they just kind of police themselves, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I still want to know these guys, are they paying taxes on this money they're getting?
Of course you have to pay taxes.
Do they even know what taxes are? Yes. 17, 18-year-old kid getting all this money. In the year the IRS comes and says, hey, where's that money again? What money? What are you talking about? Yeah. I got to do what? I got to pay what?
You got to pay taxes? Yeah, just like your parents did. You got to pay taxes.
I bet they.
More likely when you get those big checks.
They don't have a clue.
When you get those bigger checks, they'll go ahead and sometimes just go ahead and take it out.
Maybe their agent takes care of that, I guess.
I hope so. They need somebody taking care of it because these are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, man. They don't know anything about that kind of stuff.
I'd like to see an investigation in 2 years, like all these guys that made all this money, did they pay their taxes on all that money?
It'll be interesting.
I'd be willing to bet no. I'd be willing to bet the same thing. They're going, what? Pay what? What are you talking about? I thought that was that money. I thought that was my money.
Have you been watching the 2024 Copa America soccer tournament?
No.
USA defeated Bolivia yesterday to advance on.
Does anybody care?
It's on network TV, Bob.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he was there.
There's plenty of good things to watch on TV. Braves,
Braves,
go Braves. Yankees, College World Series. Yes, that was a good day. TV, flipping the channels, watching the College World Series, Braves and Yankees, and then watching that golf tournament. Heck of a golf tournament. Tom Kim almost won it on that regulation. That shot on 18 almost went in, but he made the birdie putt and forced the playoff, and unfortunately hit it into the bunker on the playoff hole.
Oh, jeez.
From 111 yards out, it's just a bad shot. But Scotty Scheffler's rolling.
He is, isn't he?
Won another.
Won another.
Yeah, 6 before the month of July. First person to do that since Arnold Palmer back in the 60s. So
wow.
He's got a chance to win 8, 9 tournaments before the season's over. So just got a new baby. New baby and wife was on the 18th green after the win. So he looks like a very happy man. Plus, he got those charges dropped.
Of course they got dropped. He didn't do anything. He did nothing. He did nothing. He didn't do nothing wrong.
They had him charged.
Well, they could charge him, but the governor and the mayor stepped in and said, they investigated that. There's nothing there. Yeah, they showed the video. There was nothing there. So, Well, did you see the picture that Taylor Swift took with Prince Charles? Not Prince Charles, but Prince William and the kids. Yeah, they had the big her tour there in London. Yeah, I had Prince William up there in one of the booths, just boogieing away, man. He was dancing away up there, and then they took a picture right there. And then Travis Kelce got on stage as one of the dancers with top hats.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was there. It surprised Taylor. You know, she has these guys behind her dancing and long black tails and top hats, you know, back there. And he comes out there as one of them. And she was shocked. And he's out there just having a good old time with his girlfriend there. Just dancing away there as one of the dancers in the background. So, just having a good old time. One thing to say about Travis, knows how to have a good time.
Wish them well. Seems like they're doing well.
So far, so good. But, you know, soon it'll be a year. So, yeah. What's her average? About 3 years? 2-3 years is about her average before she says, I'm going to write some songs about you and go on the next one. I got to sell some more albums, so I'm going to write some songs. So we'll see how long it goes. But we do wish him the best. Yeah, he had the royal family there. Of course, Kate couldn't be there because of her situation, but William was there with the kids and having a good old time watching Taylor Swift sing away, dance away there in London.
Everybody anticipating Thursday's big debate. That's going to be interesting. The ground rules are kind of crazy. No audience.
No audience?
No audience.
No audience? And I heard they're going to kill the mic of the other one when the other one's speaking.
You think that's going to stop anybody from speaking? I don't know if that's going to work.
It's going to be interesting. You got Trump out there campaigning left, right, forwards, and backwards, and they got Biden held up in Camp David, you know, trying to go over all the, you know, over the debate, what to say, what not to say, how to act, probably coming up with cute little lines and stuff like that. You know what you see in debates. It will be interesting to see how that turns out there.
It'll be very interesting. I think a lot of people be tuned in to watch that debate, but it's gonna be interesting to see how it works without, like I said, without a live audience. Without it could be kind of dull. Going to
be interesting. Is Trump going to be combative, or is he going to be generally? They don't know. Are both of them going to be able to give coherent thoughts and be able to express those without messing up? It's going to be interesting to see with 181 and 177. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to be interesting too.
It's going to be interesting to see how the debate goes on Thursday night.
I mean, Trump doesn't like CNN. He doesn't like the moderators. So it's going to be interesting. See how it all plays out on Thursday night. Yeah, could be some great drama, great TV. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Oh boy! All right.
It's interesting they're having it this early too. Normally, they don't have the debates this early.
No, they
this is one of the earliest debates they've ever had in a presidential race. So
they said that Biden needs it just to show the fact that he can debate and say coherent thoughts and look like he's got it together there, because that's You take a look at some of the videos from some of his when he's out and about doing different functions and so forth, and people are concerned about his mental capabilities. So that's the reason why they wanted to do one early, to quelch that. And then, of course, they got another one set up for September already, too. But it will be must-see TV, Bob.
It's going to be fun. Can't wait.
Anything else?
Big meetings tomorrow. Like I said, both the school board and the city have public hearings on their budgets tomorrow, so hate that they're both on the same night, but they're both on the same night. So.
Okay. All right, Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup has been brought to you by First Southern Bank, Vans Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.